I noticed that when it comes to having kids, why Americans and Chinese people think completely differently. After years of living in the US, I've noticed something interesting. So when people talk about having children, they often start from completely different places. Like many Americans ask, can I afford a child? Am I emotionally ready? Can I give this child everything she needs to be happy? The focus is usually on what they can provide. What kind of future can they create for the child? But growing up in China, I often heard a different conversation. People would say, you're grandparents who want grandchildren. You're getting older. You need kids. If you don't have children now, it may be too late later. Who will take care of you when you are 80 years old? So you see the focus here? It's always associated with the parents' needs, not the child's. And honestly, the difference became very personal for me. When I was a child, I often felt less like a person and more like a property. So when I got good grades, I became something to show off, a trophy, a source of pride. Adults would talk about me as if my achievements belonged to them. But when my grades were tanked, the message completely turned 180 degrees. You're wasting money, you're wasting food, you're completely a waste. So I also knew I wasn't always a favorite child in the family. Love sometimes felt very conditional. It depended on performance. It depended on results. It depended on whether I made adults around me look successful. And when you grow up hearing those messages over and over, you start asking yourself difficult questions. Was I brought into this world because I was loved or because I was expected to fulfill a role? To make someone proud, to take care of someone when they're older, to repay a debt I never agreed to owe. That's why when I look at the American approach to parenting, one idea really stands out to me. Many parents ask, what kind of life can I give my child? Not what can my child give me when I'm older? And I think that's a more powerful question because children are not retirement plans. They're not investments. They are not status symbols. They are human beings with their own dreams, their own ambitions, their own fears, and their own stories. So treat them like one. One of my favorite English expressions is bring a child into the world. Think about those words. Bring a child into the world. Not into your expectations, not into your unfinished business, not into your fears about growing old, into the world, a world where they deserve the chance to become themselves. Maybe that's what good parenting really means. Not raising a child to serve your future, not raising a child to serve your purpose, but helping your child build theirs. And as a teacher, after meeting many students, I've become convinced of one thing. Every child deserves to feel that they're loved for who they are, not for what they can achieve. Because grades fade, trophies collect dust. But the feeling of being loved, that stays with a child for the rest of their life. You either have it or you don't.